Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, teacher.
Good evening, teacher.
So, thank you so much for being here at these hours on a Saturday evening. I tried to reschedule for another day, but it seems to have a really there are quite a lot of conflicts according to your schedules. So today we'll have to do this lecture for this week on Saturday evening. And what I will do now is I will put on the recording for this week's only. So in case any members of our class could not attend today's session, they can take a look at the recording again. However, that's just for this week. For next week, there's another part which is from on our Thursday class next week, and I think you have received either my emails or my post on our teams on our class teams. You will have the midterm exam next week, so please prepare for your midterm. It will be an open questions exam. So no multiple choice, no, you won't have any problems that like you won't be checked with the theories part. However, you will have to take a look and go through the theories by yourself and take a look at the case study that will be given to you during the online exams. Besides, all our lecturers will take part in the marking process of this exam. So please make sure you get everything ready and please do not copy each other. It's not gonna help with your exam, as we will upload the all your exam into the system for comparison checking. Okay. So let's start with this week. So from next week, for last week, we had gone through the details for we have gone through. Okay, let me take a look at this. The consumer behaviors. And so what we'll do this week is we'll move on with the next part, in which you will learn about customer behaviors. During this process, please make sure that you will go through some of the most important theories that you will need to learn for, and you will need to use it for a long time. And as at this moment, within a lot of studying that I'm teaching right now, either it could be digital marketing or integrated marketing communications, any advanced class that you will study in the futures, especially in marketing, you will need to go through the knowledge that we'll study today over and over again. So please make sure that you have take note and you will understand what we're talking about, especially in the theory part for today's session. Okay, so if in the previous session we have gone through with the definitions, we start understanding the impact on our marketing strategies or our marketing plan. Today, we'll go through some of the most important information in which we start understanding the market and understanding the potential customer that we want to talk to, or we want to reach out to during the process of doing marketing. Okay, so the important point when I try to talk with my clients, or whenever I do a consultation with clients or with business owners, I usually mention with them, I usually mention with them that if they would like to sell to everyone, they usually do not sell to anyone, because most of the company or the companies that you can actually the selling process, yes, any customer would join or would come to your store, you welcome them. However, if we are doing marketing, then we are supposed to talk to the group of potential customer that we would like to maximize the benefit the financial benefit from them. So what we'll do today is we'll go with the marketing strategies process, in which we are now talking about the process of creating values, in which it covers with segmentation, targeting, differentiation, and positioning. Everyone, do you have any questions for me at this moment? Yes, no?
No,
No.
teacher.
Yep, thank you. Next time, please just try to interact. I'm just trying to interact with everyone in class. So you're welcome to interact with each other in class. So, okay. So what we'll do is in the marketing strategy process, we talk about with segmentation, targeting, differentiation, and positioning, in which we usually use the theory of STDP. Okay. And what we will go through for today is the definition for segmentation, in which it identifies and describes the market segments. So if we take a look at the whole market, in which, let me share with you the whiteboard. Oh, no, it's fine. Let me continue with this one here, and then we'll go back to the explanation so you can understand it better. Within this process, we are using within the whole market, we actually divide them into smaller segments in the task for segmentations. And then for targeting, we evaluate 8 segments and then decide which one to pursue in the futures. Why we talk about the differentiation is within our company, we start choosing and showing what is the company's market offering to create special or superior customer value for the market. Why the positioning process is when we choose a market offering occupy a clear, distinctive, and desirable place relative to in competing with the product in the mind of target customer, in which we are talking about the place of our brand within the heart of the potential of the target customer. Okay, so let's go into detail with segmentations. So as I shared earlier, segmentation is the process that company use to divide a large market into smaller market. So as you can see here, we have different ways to share a big market. And then now with these with segmentation, we actually divide and cut the market into smaller to reach and to provide and to reach more efficiently and effectively with the product and service that match the expectation of this group of customer. So we actually divide the market into smaller segments based on some of these criteria. It could be based on geographic or demographic, psychographic, or behaviors. So if you take a look at the geographic factors we have here, a lot of companies are now dividing the market into smaller segments based on the country or based on the specific areas that they are doing business in. Or demographic, some of the most popular way to divide segmentations are based on demographic, in which we use age or gender or income, especially for age and genders, it usually come up with a lot in a lot of segmentation process for a lot of companies. Psychographic, for the psychographic, it usually come with more high-end group of product in which they usually talk about the lifestyle or personality or the attitude toward the brand within this group of customer. Why the behaviors are now being utilized a lot for digital marketing, in which we talk a lot about the engagement or interactions. The online customer behaviors are now being considered one of the most important factors in understanding in understanding consumers nowadays. So as you can see, we have several methods to divide the market into smaller segments. So within the first one, the geographic segmentation is when we divided the whole market into different different nations or regions or state, even the neighborhood. The market share in different purchasing channel in rural and urban areas. So these are one of the example you can find within the blog for Tomorrow Marketer, in which they share the medium-sized street shop or small street shop in order for us as marketers to understand these specific locations. Demographic segmentation, we actually divide this group into variables such as age, gender, family size, incomes, race, generation, or nationalities. So with these demographic, we actually have a lot of record or understanding about different type of demographic segmentations. So this is an example based on the number of children in household. So these are the segmentation being divided by age group. So as you can see here, we actually have the statistic based on each age group in order to connect and understand each market based on in order to understand each market. Segmentation by age, in which we talk about different age group within a specific locations or within a society. So this is an example for the size of people who use Facebook based on the age group in Vietnam. So as you can see, the majority of Facebook users in Vietnam are aged from 25 to 34. Why in compares with the others? Maybe if you take a look at the demographic for for TikTok user, I'm pretty sure that the age group will be much younger. So from this understanding, we actually apply in the process of choosing which marketing channel or promotional channel should we focus our budget on. Segmentation based on life cycle, based on each stage of your life cycle, whether you are in school or whether you are at work, at the age of working or at the age of retiring, within each life cycle, each stage of your life, you actually have a different expectation and also different need for a list of for a specific group of customer, specific group of product. By genders, starting with diapers, segmenting by sex occurs at very early age. Many products appeal to men or women either because the nature of the product or because the marketer choose to appeal to one genders in compared with others. So one of the most famous example that a lot of marketer, in a lot of marketing research that we use, I think you can take a look, is the razor. Anyone knows what razor means? price of the razors and the marketing campaigns for each for the razors based on each gender is always so opposite, and also it actually have different attraction for each genders. Why the function for the razor is actually the same all across genders. So you use them to shape, right? And it actually have and the marketers based on within that specific company, they usually choose different method in order to advertise the same product to each group of genders. By psychographics, in which it divides the buyers into different groups based on social class, lifestyle, or personality trait. So if you take a look at the characteristic of a group of customers who will love to drive motorbikes, they would have different expectations, and also they would have different lifestyle in compare with the one who never knows about a motorbike before, or they rarely care about what the difference between each type of motorbikes. So with these segmentations, you actually have to understand the lifestyle and the standard of expectation for each psychographic segmentations, for each psychographic segments. So let's take a look at the one of the example we have here. What do Vietnamese care the most? Health is well, think green, go green, beauty blooms, finding ease and loving life, self-empowering. So these are some of the lifestyle that is currently popular among Vietnamese that these studies have found. And based on the understanding of this information, some brands, especially FMCGs, are now using these statistics to improve or even readjust the packagings, the product, or even adjust the branding in order to fit the expectation of the new lifestyle within a specific locations. So if you take a look at the at one of the most popular, one of the popular, I think this brand is quite familiar to you. Just take a look at the packagings, the latest packaging of Dove. Anyone here know about the latest packaging of Dove? Anyone?
No, haven't heard of it.
So let me find the link of the latest Dove packagings, in which they have found out one of the latest trend for the Vietnamese market, that we love the nature packagings, nature-oriented packagings. Plus, we are also interested in having the packaging that's related to Japanese. So the new packagings of Dove in Vietnam. Okay, I just share it in the group chat so you can take a look at it in a bit. So with this one, we actually understand the fact that when they understand the intention or the trend within the specific society, the company actually have different intention, and also have this possibility to change or adjust the packagings accordingly. One second. Yep. Okay. So let's take a look at the another example based on the lifestyle. The latest trend for Vietnamese young people or the Vietnamese market is about protecting the environment, in which we talk about reducing plastic, use or using reusable product in order to protect the environment. So some of the latest trend that we are having here is using fabric cup holders, or using non-plastic straw, or using reusable cups or tumblers in order to reduce the numbers of plastic being dumped dumped out to the environment. So from these trend and from understanding these trend and these lifestyle, we as marketers actually understand the shoppers' need, and from these shoppers' need, we actually different type of product, or develop different marketing campaigns to suit the expectation of the market. So another type of segmentation is based on behaviors. These behaviors are usually being divided into groups based on their knowledge, attitudes, use, or response to a specific type of product. The occasion segmentation is grouping buyers according to occasions when they get the idea to buy, actually make their purchase or use the purchase item. The benefit segmentation is grouping buyers according to different benefit that they seek from the product. The user status is segmenting market into non-user, ex-users, which mean the one that used to use it but not anymore, potential user, first-time user, or regular user of a product. One of the latest research that I have read a few days ago was about the trend in soft drinks, or producing drinks in the market. In the past, Coca-Cola and Pepsi has been running different campaigns in order to encourage people using more to drink or use more of their product. However, within the trend of reducing sugars in people's daily drinks, Coca-Cola and Pepsi is not that popular anymore. So they are all going to what the trend of producing more non-sugars products. So the segmentation market is now being divided into the one that used to drink a lot of soft drinks, but now they have changed into a healthier diet. Okay, so as you can see here, we actually define, or we have several types in order for behavioral segmentations: purchasing behaviors, benefits sold, customers journey stage, usage based, occasion or timing, customer satisfactions, customer loyalty, interest based, engagement level, or user status. Within the occasions, we talk about some specific season for a specific type of product. I remember before Christmas, in Europe, it's usually very busy, and a lot of brand was releasing some specific packaging that target for the Christmas season. And then after Christmas, they actually had to put all of those on sales to get rid of the packaging for Christmas to go back to the normal one. Or sometimes they do actually have different type of combo for some specific season of the year. Or Starbucks in Japan usually have one specific set of or they have a specific collection that usually come out during the Sakura season in Japan, and it's only happen in the Japanese market. Or in Vietnam, we have some specific product for Tết season. The or the benefit sold, in which we talk about the benefit of the product. Some still have been using this benefit sold in their campaigns, in which for so many years they use the same type of advertisement, in which they use one model with a really beautiful hair and looks so silky and smooth and dark hair in order to advertise for the Asian market that was looking for a silky type of shampoo or a silky type of shampoo that would have their hair look so silky like. So this is the benefit sold that Sunsilk have been using for a long time. Or recently, I have seen one of these Chinese brand that is selling in Vietnam. It's called Wailaya, and they has been targeting for one specific target, in which they talk a lot about the benefit of helping your hair grow again. Or Thai Dương number 7, that shampoo, they keep repeating about how the shampoo could support or would help you to keep your hair for clean for a long time. So that the benefit sold type of understanding the market. Or usage rate. A lot of people nowadays are talking about the smartphone addictions. So as marketers, we actually use this number for the addiction of smartphone for the market, and we are now dividing into the usage rate based on different age group or based on the type of information that get people addicted to smartphone. So for example, nowadays within the social media platforms, more and more companies are producing phone optimized content instead of the one that used to be optimized for desktop based like in the past. Or loyalties. So as you can see here, we have a table in which we talk about the potential profitabilities and projected loyalties for short-term and long-term customer, or with low profitability and high profitabilities, in which the type of loyalty that the type of product or the type of customer that have low profitability and short terms are usually called strangers, in which we actually do not like to invest a lot of money for this type of customer. Another one is when they are short-term customer, but they have a high profit. So it's actually a call for butterflies. For this group of customer, company usually offer a flash sales or offer flash sales or offer something special for that specific time of decision making. So with butterflies, they will design within that specific locations. So for example, if you travel to another country, of course, you won't be the one that purchase the product from that specific store like every day. However, you are willing to pay for a higher price in compared with others. So they would like to offer you something within that timeline and within that specific locations to attract the purchase process decided within that period of time. The bias is limited between the company's offering and customers' need for low profit potentials. So with this one, we actually asking the loyal customer or the long-term customer to go back and purchase something that maybe you are putting on sales, or you are having the final sales, or are you having the final offers within a few days. So with this process, it usually low in terms of profit, but it builds a long-term relationship with your customer. And of course, everyone would love to have the relationship as true friends, in which they are going back again and again with your brand, but the profit that you can make from this group is still very high. And as marketer, we always try to build the relationship with the true friends. However, the butterflies and bunnies are also the one that we need to take care of, especially when we would like to have a short-term sales goal. Okay. So for user status, in which we talk with non-user prospect, first-time buyers, or regular users or defectors. With this group of customers, we need to understand what is their behavior and what we can do to attract them on point. So usually with non-user, we try to persuade them to or try to reach out to them in order to increase the brand awareness with these group of customers. For the new visitors, we talk about in order to attract the interest of them into your brand, repeat visitors, we increase the interest, and we increase and we build the relationship with these group of customers, so they would come back again and again. Existing customer is the one that you are having at this moment. So in order to encourage them to purchase from your brand again and again, okay? Or the defectors, in which they have switched to a competitors, and now we are trying to persuade them to build the trust with your brands again by going back to your brand in compare with the competitors. So the useful segments are always measurable, accessible, substantial, differentiable, and actionable. Just because a marketer identifies segment does not necessarily mean that it is a useful one to target. So we always need to reveal the criteria for useful segment before we go into further details on understanding the market targeting. So with this stage, now we already have the market segment. Within the market segment, we start choosing, we will evaluate and we choose the market segment. Within the market targeting, we will have the process for evaluate and understanding each segment in order to have a list of criteria or list of understanding that we can describe the market targeting. So in order to evaluate the market segments, we'll take a look at the right size and the potential growth of this market, of the segment, and what would be the structural attractiveness of these segments, like within the competition, the substitute, the power buyer, and the power of suppliers. So we actually understand the two sides of this story here. Is this segment attractive enough, and is it worth our investment from the companies, or is it worth the investment from our marketing budget? Companies' objective and resources, in which we talk about different competitive advantage and availability for resources consistent with the company's objective. So one of the examples that we can use is for Bamboo Airways. So the goal is for Bamboo Airways is they would like to invest their marketing budget into growing a niche market instead of focusing on the highly competitive market. So the niche market they are using here was at the beginning, they was trying to have more flights into some locations that Vietnam Airlines or Vietjet Air rarely have a flight there. So this is the niche market that they would like to focus on. Besides, they also use the ecosystem that they have within the FLC group. So they have this combo for flying with Bamboo Airways and with the resort from FLC. So for market targeting, after we have choose the segments, we actually go into further details into should we target broadly or should we target narrowly. So as you can see here, we have different stage for targeting. So the undifferentiated mass marketing, or we can call for mass marketing, in which we are targeting broadly everyone's. Differentiated marketing is when we actually have a group of segments that we want to focus on. Concentrated marketing is going for a niche market and apply to be the best within that niche market. Why the micro marketing is now we are doing sales or direct marketing to a local or individual group of customers. So for the undifferentiated marketing, all buyers in one segment. So we focus on, it will be mass marketing, focus on the common need rather than what is different. So all of our marketing mix will focus on one segment. Why the differentiated marketing is now at this time, we are divide the market into smaller segments, and with each segment we'll have a different marketing mix strategies in order to achieve higher sales within each segment. So Honda or Toyota is the best one or not the best one, but they has been doing a good job in applying the differentiated marketing strategies into their sales or into developing their product, in which they have different type of product for different type of need for a specific market. So for example, if you are students or if you are a woman or if you are a man, and based on your careers, you actually have a different expectation for what type of Honda scooters you would like to buy from them. Concentrated marketing is when we focus our company resources into one specific segment. We have deep knowledge of that market, and we try to be more effective and efficient when we try to reach out for these segments. And of course, as I explained earlier, we would like to be the best in the market for these segments. So this is one of the examples that you can see, the Bespoke Shop. This is the brand that produce suit for high-end customer, in which they build a characteristic and they attract a specific group of to go and buy from them. So if you would like to take a look at the characteristic of this brand, you can open their website to understand further about this brand. Sorry. So for micro marketing, it is the practice of tailoring product and marketing program that suit the taste of some specific individuals. So what we're having here is, sorry. One second, let me tell them to stop calling. Okay, so as you can see here, this micro marketing is a practice when we focus on some specific or a specific group of customer that usually have the specific individuals or and locations that go for direct sales. So after we have choose the target customer, we are now understanding or trying to understand the or trying to find the position, trying to find the position that would fit our that would be well, trying to find the position within our target customers herd. So this is an example for some of these auto brand that you can see within the in the market. So in compare with the style, is it classy or is it practical? Is it conservative or is it sporty? So we have different brands in which I'm pretty sure that you are quite familiar with these brands. So within these positioning, are we looking for the Toyota one, or are we looking for Honda one, or an Audi one? With each brand, the position within a specific market, they will have the perception of what the customer or what the target customer is expecting from these brand. So differentiating and positioning. So it's a way that product positioning is the way the product is defined by the customer in on important attributes. So in customer's mind, what do they perceive, or in the what the position of our product or our brand within the consumer's mind. It usually comes with the perception, impression, feeling, and sometimes expectation from your brand. So for example, if we are talking about owning a Toyota, we will usually have this perception of a car that is durable, fuel saving, and if we would like to replace something, the price of replacement should be cheap, so that the perception and the impression that we have for a Toyota cars. So from choosing a positioning strategies is so important because it actually put the goal for our marketing strategies in order to reach out. So the first one we'll do is identify the competitive advantages in which what will be the difference between our brands in compared with others. Choose the right competitive advantage in order to put our advertisement budget into, then select positioning strategies in order to set up the goal for our long-term branding, for our long-term strategies. Oh, 1 second. Okay. So if you take to the extent that a company can differentiate and position itself as providing superior value for their target, so it gains a competitive advantage. So if we talk about the competitive advantages of Vietnam Airlines, so they target the medium or to high-end group of customer, in which this group of customer usually provide 70% of growth for the companies. So this is the group of customer they would like to target to. They do not want to target the one that trying to purchase a ticket with maybe 1 million for both ways, but they would like to target the one that willing to pay higher for better seats or for better space within the flight. So they usually offer the price for 2.5 to 3 millions for return setup tickets instead of 1 million. So this is the target group, and the competitive advantages that Vietnam Airlines is trying to build is the high quality service, there's space, the comfortable space within a flight, even if it's just the economic ticket, not the business one or the first class one. If you take a look at the Vietnam Airlines service, the goal is to build the competitive advantages that provide a superior service quality in compared with others. So differentiation will be based on product, service, distribution, people, image. So if we take a look at some of the popular brand of sneakers, I think this brand is quite popular with everyone. So Nike is building the image for the in the past. Nike used to build the differentiation or the competitive advantage of the brand is focusing a lot on fashion. So durable sneakers, but really fashionable as well. So they focus on the fashion aspect of the shoes in compare with others. However, Nike would like to change the perception of the market by running different campaigns to show the market that yes, we are not just fashionable, but we are also durable as well. So showing up the qualities of the brand. Or when with Omegas, they always trying to show the competitive advantages of the brand is a type of watch for gentlemen. So differentiation should to promote should be important, distinctive, superior, communicable, preemptive, affordable, and profitable. So within those criteria, we are actually having a table in order to build the possible value proposition for our product within the market, in which our product would have more benefit for more price. So more for more or more for the same. So in compare with other competitors, are our product providing better benefit for the same price or for a cheaper price? So this is the possible value proposition in which we use this table a lot when we try to compare our product with other competitors in the market. So Starbucks more for more, in which the price high, but they also offer a higher benefit in compare with others. I know that Vietnam is a famous market for good coffees. However, the standard that Starbucks is trying to provide in terms of quality here is not just about good coffees. It's about sustainable or stable quality of coffee all across the world. So if I go to a Starbucks in Edinburgh, or I go to Starbucks in Japan, or if I go to Starbucks in Hanoi, the quality should be stable. So that's the expectation when they would like to the value proposition when they compare Starbucks in compare with other brands. Or the big C brands, or that nowadays being changed to top market. This brand is offering less for much less strategies. So low quality product, but for much cheaper price. So communicating a position, when it has chosen a position, the company must take every possible step or strategies or communication skill in order to achieve that position to the target customer. The successful campaign would support the companies to reach out for that position that they try to build to, or at least maintaining the current position that they have achieved within a specific time frame. Okay, that is all of the basic theories for today. Let me open the whiteboard so I can summarize this part for you. Okay. By the way, at this moment, anyone have any questions? Anyone? Okay. Is there any way I can create a new one here? Okay, that's fine. You delete all this. Okay, so if we take a look at the okay. If we take a look at the whole market, so repeat customer, which means that they have purchased before and going back. The existing customer is the one that they are having now. Okay, so let me try to draw this one here. Okay, so if we just imagine, let's everyone please focus on this part. I would love to have your Q&A in a bit. Okay, so just imagine that this is the whole market, and what we'll do is based on some of the categories that we will divide this whole market into smaller segments. Okay, guys, please focus. This is the my tip for you, so you will remember this for a long time. Okay, so this is the whole market. And what we'll do when we, based on some of these segmentations categories, we actually divide the big market into smaller segments. So each of these is your smaller segments. So for example, I would like to choose this one as my target group of customer, which is people aged from 25 to 35, for example. So based on this age group, I actually have one chosen segment for my product. So within this segment, I start listing the characteristic, the behaviors. I start describing this segment into smaller details. Now, within these smaller details, I actually have a list of understanding that describe my target group of customer. Okay, so that's for segmentation and targeting. So let's go to another part in which we are now talking to another group. So within the companies, this is our brand. Okay, just imagine this is our brand. So when we have our brand or our company or our product, we start listing what is the different or what is a strong point within our brand. We start listing all the amazing factors or aspects that we have within our brand. And what we'll do is within this brand, we are actually having the differentiation stage in which we list out all the best thing about our brand that make us special. So competitive advantages make us special in compared with other competitors. Competitive advantages. And what we'll do here is with these differentiation stage, after we have listed all the competitive advantages that we have in differentiation, we start going back with our target customer. Sorry. Why do they keep calling me at this hour? Okay, 1 second. And what we'll do for positioning is this is our target customer, and this is the place that our product have in their heart or in their mind. So at this moment, we have the positioning. So are you all clear with understanding the different or like the overall having the overall understanding of STDP?
Yes.
Okay, so that's all of the theory that we are having today. Anyone have any questions? Everyone? Anyone have any questions for me? So if no one have any questions for me, everyone, yes?
Could you please explain again about the difference to promote should be? The slide, and I read it and I didn't understand at all.
Which one?
The difference to promote should be.
Let me open the slide again. So I'm not sure which one you are talking about.
The slide 45 in the differentiation part.
1 second. So slide 45.
Yes.
Here? So what do you mean? What do you understand? Okay. So the differentiation stage this is a characteristic of the difference that you could promote in the differentiation stage. So when you are listing all of the advantages or all the best point within your brand to a specific market, you're trying to show that you should be important, and the difference should be a differentiation that you're trying to show, or the competitive advantages you're trying to show to that market. It should be important, distinctive, superior, communicable, preemptive, affordable, and profitable. So this is the characteristic that the competitive advantages should have during the differentiation stage. Are you clear with this?
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone have any other questions for me? Everyone? Okay, so if you don't have any questions for me, that will be all for today. I hope that you will have enough time to prepare for your midterm exam next week. And what we'll do is you won't have any tutorial next week. So during your tutorial time, I will try to be present, or during next week, if you have any questions regarding the preparation for your exam or some of the previous knowledge that you don't understand during when you review the session again, please send me a message via Teams, and I'll try to be responsive for those questions. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Good night. Have a nice weekend. Bye.
Bye, teacher.
Goodbye, teacher.
Goodbye, teacher.
Bye.
Hi, teacher.
Goodbye, teacher.